What the hell are you doing here?
You lied to me.
I did what?
You lied to me. You said you weren't coming back here.
Just give me the baby.
What is this, some kind of a joke?
Come on now, give me the
Trying
baby.
to trap me, Logan?
Give me the
I
baby.
will not play tug of war with my son.
You give Jaimey to me!
No! I have every right to him, more than you do, and I am taking him home where he belongs.
The only place you are taking him is in that bedroom. Now, where's the woman we hired to look after him?
I don't know.
Well, what'd you do, bribe her? Where is she?
Will you be quiet? You're upsetting him.
How the hell did you get in here in the first place? Breaking and entering is slightly illegal, Raven. I'm gonna have you in jail for this, you know?
Oh, you'd just love to do that, wouldn't you?
Not a bad idea.
Mr. District Attorney, can you just see the news? The DA arrests his own wife for loving her child.
I'll take my chances on that. So what's it gonna be? You turn him over to me right now, or I call the cops. I'm not joking, Raven. All right, all right.
All right!
That's more like it. Come on, Jaimey. That's what. You wait here. I've got things to say to you. Come on, baby.
You forgot something. All right, let's have it. Why'd you lie to me?
Oh, that's very good. That's very good tactics. Best defense is a strong offense, right?
You told me that you were not coming back here. You said you had a meeting with Mike Carr.
Right, I was covering for Cliff Nelson, but he showed up at the last minute and took the meeting himself.
I don't believe a word of that.
I don't care what you believe. I don't owe you any explanations and no apologies, but you better have a few for me.
Why do I have to apologize for taking something that belongs to me?
Where is Miss Bates?
I don't know.
Have you got her tied up somewhere? Where is she?
I told you I don't know. I came here to see you.
To see me? Why did you come here to see me if you thought I was with Mike Carr?
Oh, all right. I came here to see my son.
To see him? That's all?
I know it was wrong of me to do what I did, but I wanted to borrow Jaimey. I mean, I know I should have written a note or something, but I was in a hurry.
Oh, bet you were.
I was. I didn't want someone to come in here and take him away. I miss my little boy.
Please spare me. Don't give me that weeping mother routine.
I am his mother, and you're not his father.
I'm not his... Oh, Raven, you know better than that.
All right. Maybe I know better than that, but the world doesn't. The world thinks that Kevin Jameson is his daddy.
Well, I've got some news for you, darling. The world is about to learn differently.
Oh, yeah? How are you going to do that?
How do you think? I'm going to prove my paternity in court.
You can't do that.
I can't? Why not?
Geraldine Saxon will not allow you to tell the whole town that Kevin was not the father.
Jaimey's future is a little more important to Geraldine than a dead man's reputation.
Well, what about your reputation?
Oh, what about it?
Well, isn't it going to get a little sticky when the whole town finds out you've been sleeping with another man's wife?
It's not going to be fun for any of us, but it will happen. Unless you want to make it easier.
How?
Get out of the way. Approve the adoption. That way we don't have to air our dirty bedding in public.
Oh, you'd just love that, wouldn't you? You'd just love for me to make it easy for you. Well, don't you hold your breath, Logan Swift, because you have one thing going for you right now, possession, and that is it.
That's right. And don't you forget it. And I'll hang on to that possession if it takes the United States Marines to help me. Well, hello, Miss Bates, I presume.
Yes, who are you?
I'm the child's father.
And I'm Raven Swift, the child's mother, and how dare you leave my son in there alone? Where have you been?
I just stepped out for a minute. I went to get a newspaper, and I got locked out. That's what happened. I got locked out, and then I went down to the front desk to try to get a new key, and there was a crowd there. It just took me forever.
It's a day for lies. What is this, a full moon or something? You're fired. Get out of here.
Wait, please.
I can't wait. I have a dinner engagement. It was so lovely to see you again.
If I see you in this hotel again, Raven, I'm going to put you in jail. Believe that.
You better find yourself a new line of work.
Mr. Swift, listen to me. I was just caught for a little minute. It won't happen again.
That's for sure. You're lucky I don't press charges against you. Now get out. Get out.
Do you mind if I get my coat?
I'll get your coat for you. Give me the key.
You know, if you ask me, men shouldn't be allowed to bring up children by themselves.
Get out!
Yeah.
feeling? You must be so sick of that question.
No. The only question I'm sick of is, who am I?
I told you. You're Kirk Michaels.
You told me a name, Emily. Name has no meaning to me, no connection at all, nothing.
Well, I hope you like fried chicken, because that's what Molly fixed.
Yeah, fried chicken. It's one of my favorites. You hear what I said? I said the fried chicken was one of my favorites. How can I think about or know I like something as silly as food, fried chicken, when I can't remember who I am or where I came from?
Look, don't worry about it. It's all going to come back to you one of these days. And when it does, I hope they're all good memories.
You know, I really owe you my life.
Oh, don't be silly. Can I get you some coffee or tea or a glass of milk?
Nothing.
Well, there must be something else I can get you.
No, there's nothing you can get me. There's something you can do for me. You can tell me more than I know.
You mean about Kirk?
Yes. So far, all you've told me is a name. Who was he, Emily? What did he mean to you? Isn't it time you told me those things?
Yes, I suppose it is. I'll tell you everything I know about how we met and how we lost each other. I can still remember the first time my mother mentioned your name. I remember it mostly because of the look on my father's face. He was just getting used to the idea of my mother bringing home all kinds of stray animals. But a young man...
How did she meet me?
Well, my mother was on the board of everything around here. It wasn't just because she liked to join things or go to charity balls or anything like that. She was just one of those people with a big, overflowing heart. So she got involved in lots of welfare projects.
I was one of her projects.
I guess so. See, you were an orphan, and you'd been in half a dozen institutions, most of which you'd run away from. One of the officials, one of the places you were trying to get you back. But when Mother learned that you were only a year away from being legal age, well, she thought it would be a good idea for you to come live with us.
I take it your father didn't care too much for that idea.
No. Mostly because not all of the institutions were for orphans.
They were juvenile homes.
Well, just a couple of them were. You see, you've done some things. I don't know what. Mother never went into detail, and I never wanted to ask you about it, especially after...
After what?
After we fell in love. And we were in love, Kirk. Very much in love. I know that we were young, but isn't that the most beautiful love of all? The very first one? At least it was the first for me. It didn't matter about your background, that you had no family, no money. Nothing mattered but the fact that I loved you and I wanted to be with you. But then, Daddy found out what was happening. Oh, he was horribly upset. I think he'd been afraid of something like this happening. He probably warned my mother that bringing a boy like you into the house would be risky, and now his worst fears were coming true. I tried to tell him that I loved you and that I wanted to marry you, but that only made him more upset. That was when I knew what had to happen, that the only way I was going to be happy, the only way we could be together, would be to run away.
So you're trying to tell me that you and this Kirk... You and me, we eloped?
You see, there was only one place we could go. Across the state line. We weren't of legal age to marry without parental consent. But just 30 miles away, there was a justice of the peace called Newhouse. He was kind of notorious, I guess. A lot of the kids in the area went there to get married, and the laws were more lenient.
What happened? Did we ever get there?
Yes. But before we left, we made one terrible mistake. And it ruined everything. We had no money, of course. I had a very small allowance, and you had no money at all. Except for the few dollars my mother gave you from time to time. Well, when we decided to elope, you were afraid we'd starve. And I was afraid that you'd change your mind.
Emily, we won't be stealing anything. We'll just be borrowing some money, that's all.
Are you sure, Kirk? When Daddy finds out, he's going to be so angry.
He's gonna be angry when he finds out we're married, too. But there won't be anything he can do about it.
But there might be something he could do about the money. I mean, he might call the police.
And have his own daughter arrested? He'll never do that.
How can you be so sure?
Look, you'll write a note, okay? You'll write a letter and explain to him what we did, that we just borrowed some money to live on until I can get a job, and that we're planning to pay back every cent.
Okay, I guess that would be a good idea. But do you think that will be enough?
Emily, we'd be crazy to elope without any money. Look, we'd be just a couple of bums. Is that the type of marriage you want? I've been a bum all my life. I don't want you to lead that kind of life, too. Because of me.
I know that. But just the same...
Okay. If you want to forget the whole thing, fine. I'll just go off by myself.
No, Kirk, you can't do that.
I couldn't hang around here. Knowing how much I want you.
Okay. We'll do it. I'll write the note.
There's, something else you'll have to write first. Number of the safe?
Dear Mom and Daddy, I know this is going to be hard for you to understand. Just as much at fault as you. I gave you the combination. I was your accomplice.
You told me that I stole something.
No, you didn't steal anything. You just borrowed it. It was, Just under $2,000.
You just borrowed $2,000? What about the jewels? You said I stole your mother's jewelry.
But you would have returned it if things had gone differently.
Oh, yeah. What happened then? I mean, how did things go?
Well, we left the house about 10 minutes before Mother and Daddy got home from the movies. We took my car and drove over to Judge Newhouse's place.
Kirk Michaels, do you take this woman to be your lawful wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do you part?
I do.
Emily Galt, do you take this man to be your lawful wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do you part?
I do.
And by the power invested in me by this state, I hereby pronounce you man and wife.
Herbert, it's a state trooper's car.
State trooper, what does he want?
Mr. Newhouse, I'm looking for a couple of young kids named Emily Galt and Kirk Michaels.
Well, they were...
You're Emily Galt?
Yes, I am.
Where's Kirk Michaels?
I don't know. Look, we didn't mean to steal the money. We were just borrowing it. I swear it.
What money?
Just a minute, officer. Now, this couple's of legal age to be married, at least in the state.
That's not what I'm here for. I'm with the Highway Patrol. Miss Galt, I got some bad news for you, I'm afraid.
Kirk, I've got to find Kirk.
I think he's leaving.
Oh, no. No, he can't.
Miss Galt!
Kirk!
Miss
Kirk!
Galt!
Come back! Come back!
Please, come on, son. Come here, son. Now, please, listen to me. Your folks were involved in an accident.
What?
They were on Route 24. I guess they were headed in this direction. To attend a wedding, maybe.
Or to try and stop it.
The roads are pretty wet. They must have skidded, headed right into a tree.
Oh, my God. Was anybody hurt?
Your father's not too badly hurt, just shaken up, bruised a little. He was the one driving the car.
My mother. What about my mother?
Door opened on impact. She wasn't wearing a seatbelt. She was flung out of the car. I'm sure it happened very quickly. She didn't even hear me. Please, please, sit down.
My mother's dead.
Sit down.
My mother's dead.
I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. It's just been such a long time since I told anyone that story.
It's okay. I understand. But Emily, what I don't understand is, why were you so glad to see me if I treated you so badly?
But it wasn't your fault, Kirk. You thought that trooper was there to arrest you. You didn't know anything about the accident.
What about the marriage? We were married, weren't we?
Yes, we were.
Did your father ever get it at all?
No, I wouldn't let him. I just wouldn't. We're still husband and wife.
Emily, that young man up there doesn't even remember who he is.
I know who he is, and you know who he is.
But what if he never knows? Some of these cases can hang on for years, for life.
But that doesn't change who he is. That doesn't change how I feel about him.
Emily, he can't be the same man you loved 10 years ago.
But he is the same. He's my husband. Daddy, I never thought it would be possible for me to know all this happiness. I thought I'd die before I felt this happy again.
Yes. Yes, I can see the happiness. Like a 50-carat diamond shining in your eyes.
I'm going to go and make him a real fancy dessert.
If anything happened to me, there wouldn't be anyone to care for her. Or for her to care about.
Is it true? Am I really Kirk Michaels?
Mind if I come in?
No, not at all.
I came to tell you something. I've been talking to Emily, as I know you have too, about the past, about this house and what happened in it 10 years ago.
Yeah, she told me all about that.
Then you also know how I felt about Kirk Michaels. About the wedding, about the whole sad business.
She told me all that, too.
Maybe it's because of the way I felt about him then that I haven't been able to acknowledge the truth till now.
Truth?
I realized when I first saw you that you are Kirk Michaels. You are my daughter's husband.